Yo, Todd here, Center Valley Customs. Welcome back if you're back. Welcome if you're not. Last video, I made a comment on the wagon that I would like to put a 3.8 in it. Well, I don't have a lot of time this week because I'm going on vacation, and then after I come home from vacation, I'm going on a work trip, so I'm going to be gone for a whole month. I would like to try to get the 3.8 pulled out of that Camaro. However, in order to get to the 3.8 or get that in a spot to start tearing it apart, we got to move my C10 because I tried to move it yesterday mowing lawn and the fuel pump is completely dead now. Fantastic. And we'll have to get the old Camaro out of the way, that runs just fine, not an issue there. However, as you've probably seen on the news, there was a tornado near me in Appleton, more specifically Menasha. My heart goes out to those people that have lost their home, business, etc. I can't imagine what that is like. My home, however, I'm going to call it unscathed. I am very lucky. Pretty much all I have is a mess. Branches laying everywhere. They actually called for 3-inch hail, and these have been sitting out here. I thought for sure I was going to come home to no windows and just beat to hell vehicles there. The only thing that happened was I lost a tree, and more importantly, my light broke off. Son of a gun. Can't have nothing nice. I actually want to tear this whole building down and rebuild. Unfortunately, I have other things I need to pay for before that can be done. So my Camaro is back here. I should be cleaning up this mess. However, nah, I'd rather do this. It has been sitting here for some time, as you can tell, and I would like to get this drug up to the house so we can get this motor yanked out. Done blowed my hood right off the old scrap pile. Okay. Move my truck now. Probably somewhere. Now obviously we have one main goal, and that is to get this up there. However, there are a couple other sub-category goals, and that is A, not to have to lay under there, and B, not to leave the seat of that tractor. Okay, so this should be the only time I have to get off of there, and that is only to put this thing in neutral. And look at that, it already is, so we're already ahead. Let's roll. You see that damn groundhog? They got a big old hole over there, and I think that's where they're living. And I think one was digging a hole over here. I don't mind them as long as they stay in their area and don't go towards my house or you know, ruin any vehicles, but if they do, time to go. Got the car up here. Apparently the last little stretch, I didn't hit the record button. My bad. I did take the front bumper off with the forks, of course. We won't need that where we're going. It's raining out, so I'm going to use that as an excuse to just go inside, relax, and call it a night. See you tomorrow. Little off topic here. My in-laws are building a cabin, shanty, summer house thing, and I have been hand selected out of love to help out. It's probably not true. I actually think they hate me. Anyway, what it actually probably means is we need cheap labor and some tools. Well, we have no power on site because it's a brand new build. And I have a generator. However, this generator hasn't ran in probably 2 or 3 years. So I'm going to yank the carburetor off of that thing, because I know if I don't, I'm going to get it up there and it's not going to run. And then I'm going to spend 4 or 5 hours tearing the carburetor off and cleaning it with nothing to try to get it to run. Well, I got the carb off and tore apart. It's pretty clean, actually. Based on the gas that came out of the bowl, it was 2-stroke gas. I don't know what it is about 2 strokes, probably the oil and the gas. They don't seem to corrode or get dirty like normal gasoline engines, especially if you're running ethanol. But regardless, I'm just going to throw this whole thing. You can see the outside is pretty grimy. I'm just going to throw this whole thing in the ultrasonic cleaner here. Now, for solution or degreaser, what I personally like to use, and I've used a lot of things, I will use this super clean stuff. This has been probably the best degreaser I've ever used in my life. You can use it full strength right out of the bottle. I like to just take it out of here like so and mix it like 1-to-1. You can get this stuff in aerosol cans, which actually I'm pretty sure I have some. Let's go take a look quick. Pretty sure I have, right there, I can see it. This stuff here, damn near best degreaser I've ever used. I mean, it works great. They also make, yeah, right here, wheel cleaner. A few bottles of this stuff. This stuff, let me tell you what, this stuff is good. And you can tell it's good by the way it smells. When you spray it on wheels and it burns your nose, you know it's damn good chemical. Actually, I bought a set of wheels off the old marketplace that are kind of grimy. We're probably going to clean those up too. After I get this done, it might not be tonight. I'm going to fill the rest of this up with water and let this thing cook for, I don't know, half hour maybe. And we'll take a look at it. All right, this has been in here for about a half hour. See what we got. Ouch! Gets me every time. That is hot. 67 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in F, but it is hot. Looks pretty good. Like I said, best stuff I've ever used. Whew, that thing's hot too. Look at that. No dirt, no grime, nothing. It's beautiful. Like, that actually looks really, really nice. Yeah. Clean, clean, clean. All right. Well, I'm going to take an air hose to this and just blow it all out, all the orifices and whatnot. And then install it back on the machine. Unfortunately, I don't have any gas or anything to try to run it, but at least I know it's clean and I won't have to pull it all apart. So that's good. Yo, good afternoon. Got the car up to the garage yesterday, and here is what I'm after. Series 2, 3800, and I believe it's a 4L60E transmission connected to it. Now this car has, I want to say, like 230,000 miles on it, something like that. It's got high miles on it. You would think the engine would have the same, based on how it looks, with the corrosion. The belt is all cracked. It's dirty. It's got crap all over it. But the person I got this car from is actually one of my buddies. And this short block only has like 30,000 miles on it. I believe he ordered a short block through like O'Reilly, or I can't remember the other place. And then they threw the heads and stuff on from the old engine. So that's kind of why I want this engine, because I know it's low mileage versus going and buying one off Craigslist that I know nothing about. Ideally, you would start with a supercharged engine because lower compression ratio. I think the bottom end might be a little stronger, blah, blah, blah. We're just going to ride with it. Now, today, this engine more or less has to come out the bottom. You can get it out through the front or the hood or whatever you want to call this, but it's very difficult and I ain't got the time. So today, I'm going to be working underneath the car for the most part. I have some jack stands and some makeshift ramps to put the jack stands on instead of just letting them sink into the ground. I'm going to pull the drive shaft, transmission cross member, cut the exhaust, get the transmission linkage disconnected. More or less anything I can do from underneath the car, get that all done. And then tomorrow I can move up to the top, disconnect wiring and struts and whatever else. So it is a nice day out today, actually. It's not as hot as it was yesterday or as humid as it was yesterday. However, the mosquitoes are terrible. I have doused myself and pepper sprayed myself twice with DEET already. Perfect. So I'm going to get the tractor over here, lift the back up. It's probably going to be a time-lapse day. You're not going to see anything I'm doing underneath the car. So I'm going to run the camera, and when it dies, it dies. And tomorrow, I'll let you know how far I get. Another good afternoon. And when I say afternoon, I legitimately mean 7:54. It's afternoon. When I say I only have a couple hours a night during the week to work on stuff, I legitimately mean it. Hopefully you can relate to that. If you can't, well, congratulations. You're either retired, got lucky, or made better financial decisions than I did. I don't know. I got the transmission cross member disconnected. I got the drive shaft dropped out of it. The torque arm tube thing I couldn't get at the bolt, so I just cut that off. Shift linkage is disconnected. Hopefully everything under here besides the K-member and the starter wires getting pulled off is done for the time being. when I started to work on this, well, there was a wasp's nest right in here. So I hosed that down. And then I crawled under here and I kept hearing something. Didn't know what it was. Thought it was the neighbors. Then I thought it was my tractor. Come to find out, in the muffler was a whole bunch of bees. And I'm talking like the big old bumblebees. I went through 1 can of Raid, 2 cans of Carb Clean, non-chlorinated, terrible for bees. And then I had to go after them with spray paint, actually primer. So if you see any primer colored bumblebees that are ready for Bondo, I know where they came from. Once I got all that done, it was still light out. So I went after this. Got the alternator disconnected. I got my AC line disconnected. This was not charged. It was completely empty. Fuel lines cut. I cut the belt off. Coolant, heater hoses cut off. All my coolant hoses, or the top, upper and lower I should say, I just disconnected this thing. I just got to pull those off and drain the fluid. I think that's kind of it. I just kind of did anything and everything I could think of that was easy to get to, disconnected, to just keep moving forward. Now today, I'm going to go after electrical. So from what I understand, the whole engine harness comes up to the computer and stays with the engine, which is perfect because everything is tucked under there so tight that I don't know how you'd get in there and disconnect it. So I'll pull that out. I do want to try to save the computer because I can tune it. And then that wiring harness actually goes inside the car, which we're going to leave for now, but eventually I'll probably pull that out. The master cylinder, in order to get that Torx out of there, I believe that has to get pulled off. Plus, I think a couple lines out of here somewheres that go to the front brake calipers. Those will probably just get cut. That steering arm's got to come off too somehow. Yeah, there's a fair amount of stuff to do. Radiator, technically you don't have to pull it out, but if you already disconnected the upper and lower radiator hose and tranny cooler lines, might as well just pull it out and get it out of the way. Plus, I could repurpose the electric fans in the future if need be. Maybe on this project, who knows? So yeah, I am just gonna try to get anything I can done while it's still light out. I think I only got maybe an hour, so let's get to work. Okay, let's go after this. Wrong socket. Damn it. Not an 8, not a 10, not a 5/16. Turns out it is an 8. Hopefully I can get a ratchet in there. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun. Okay, so that stays with that. The vacuum line here, I don't know where that goes. Okay. I gotta try to get up in here. Okay. Like I said, that should all Ah. You do have to get that harness out. That goes through that hole, but apparently there's a connector like right behind the footboard. So the one harness that goes with the computer comes through the firewall way down there next to that air box. That harness comes through behind this kick panel, and there's 3 connectors somewhere right here, a blue one, a white one, and a black one. Once you disconnect those 3, you can pull it through once you get that grommet out. Now you just have to get past the snake skins, that one and that one. Pretty gross. This car actually smells like reptile, which is disgusting. Real quick yet, I'm going to try to get this master cylinder off. It's only 2 bolts and cut a couple lines. Please get on there. Come on. Oh, thank God. Thought that was going to strip out. Okay. Get rid of that. Now I can get at those bolts if when I need to. This reservoir can come off somehow, some way. Thought it just slid up. Oh, yep, just like so. Okay, that can stay with the engine. The whole power steering pump and everything else will come right off of that. That also opens me up room to get to the steering shaft. How that comes undone, I have no clue. Yeah. Well, what I think I'm going to do about that is do it tomorrow and just not worry about it tonight. How about that? It's pretty dark out already. Yeah, I guess it's not that dark out, just under here. Regardless, I'll see you tomorrow. So I'm busting my ass on this because I would love to get this motor pulled tonight. I walked back out here and there was a snake, like right there, like a decent sized one. He turned and went this way. I don't know where he went. Only thing I can think of is inside that tailpipe right yonder. I'm going to give it a little rattle. I don't like being down here right now. Huh. Let's just take a little walk around just real quick. That made me nervous. It's got to be in that tailpipe. Where could that thing went? It was literally right here when I went and got the camera. That's great. Now I don't know where that snake went, and I don't like snakes. Not that I'm that scared of them, I just really just don't like them. And I don't know where it come from, so that makes me even more nervous. Ah, boy. Had to have went into that tailpipe. Had to have. Now I don't even want to work on this thing. Well, I just watched back the footage. It's in time lapse, so it's not great. However, I was just grinding right here, and that is the same area that this thing zoom, took off out of. Wonderful. Just wonderful. I haven't seen Mr. Snake for a while, so that's either good or bad. I'm not really sure. I decided today I want to bust ass and just try to get this motor out of here, because tomorrow's Friday. I have things I need to do around my house, like mow my lawn and pick up all the branches and whatnot, before I fly out Saturday early morning. So I got out here, I yanked the radiator out, I clipped some wires, I don't remember what else, brake lines. I got the bolts all out of the struts there. There's 6, I believe, bolts in the K-member. This side's all unbolted. I had to cut the sway bar link on this side, and I have 1 bolt left over here in the K-member before we could pick this thing up off of here. I hope I got all the bolts. I don't know. I hope I got all the wiring. I don't know. I left the starter connected, besides for like the main power. The starter wire will just yank off or something. I'm not really sure. I don't need it, so it doesn't matter. So I'm going to get this last bolt pulled out of here, and then hopefully we can pull this body up off of this motor and transmission. The last K-member bolt on the other side, you can't get an impact in there. A ratchet barely stays on. It slipped off not once, not twice, but 3 times. Smashed this hand once, this hand twice. My hands are hurting and they're all cut up. Not bad cuts, but they hurt. Before I went and got a ratchet wrench. So hopefully this side will come out easily. The bolts are 6 feet long, apparently. And then that's it, hopefully. The hell was that? Come on. Well, it's go time. Hopefully this goes smooth. Hopefully I didn't forget anything major. Grounds, bolts, major wiring. I don't know. Forgot my damn Nipex on the roof up there. Forgot one thing. I think it's a kick down cable or something like that. I'm not really sure. Or it's just the shifter that's hung up on something. It's just the shifter cable. It wasn't even hung up. Looks pretty damn good, honestly. Up and out, baby. Easy. Whoops. That was a good windshield. We did it. Like, actually all the way. It didn't even rip wires out of the starter. That all comes up into this harness. I mean, I knew that. Why wouldn't have it went into there? Nice. Awesome. Well, I'm really glad I got this out of here tonight. All right. Well, that's all for tonight. I'm probably just going to drag that back where I got it, just in case I might need something. I highly doubt it, because I think I pulled everything that I think I want. 3800, right? Yeah. Right? Yeah. It's going to be a pretty badass motor when I'm done with it, if it's good. Good early afternoon for a change. Weird. Seeing as I have this out here and it's so close to the hose, I want to clean it up a little bit. I got the air hose to blow off all the leaves, helicopters, cobwebs, mouse house, whatever else. And then there's a whole bunch of oil and gunk and everything else down here. I also brought out a set of wheels that I bought off Marketplace. These also have dust and grime and crap and brake dust and whatever else from the previous owner. What we're going to use, no surprise, super clean. So for the wheels, we're going to use this all wheel cleaner. This stuff is fantastic. Technically, you're supposed to do one wheel at a time. Well, I don't have that kind of time, so we're just going to hose them all down at once. This stuff is actually activated with cold water, not hot water. So if you use this stuff, you should be using cold water. Typically, I like to go to the car wash. I'll spray all my wheels down. I'll rinse the rest of the car, rinse the wheels, and then I'll spray them down again, and then wash the car like normal. And then when I rinse it, I'll come back and rinse the wheels off. Honestly, this stuff is awesome. Try this stuff out. It is great. For the engine, we're going to use this aerosol stuff. This stuff also works fantastic. I only have one can, so we're just going to do what we can which honestly, this one can will probably do everything. I love this stuff. So I should be mowing my lawn right now and not worrying about this kind of stuff. However, it's right here. So real quick, like, I'm gonna blow it down, hose it down, and we'll see what it looks like. Got the rims cleaned up, got the engine degreased. You can actually see the block in the heads now, not just caked on oil. And this is actually only after one rinse, and I'm not using a power washer, just using a garden hose. My power washer is missing some parts, let's just put it that way. I need a new one. So that looks great. Rims look fantastic, of course. Why wouldn't they? These can just go in the pull shed until I need them. I have an idea what I want to put them on. I just don't know if that's going to happen. The 3800, well, that can go in the pull shed until I come back from vacation and my work trip. And then we will pull this thing apart and see how it looks on the inside. The block only has 30,000 miles on it, so I expect that to be good. But I do want to pull it apart before I go spending thousands of dollars on parts and then not use them or try to have to find another engine. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So that's all I got for you for the day, for the video, for the week, for whatever. I've started picking up sticks already. There was a couple branches that I picked up that were literally like 8 inches stuck in the ground. So when they came off of wherever they came off of, they came with some velocity, let's put it that way. So if you like this content, when you're coming back and watching it, please subscribe. I got stuff to do. I will see you in like a month, maybe.